Alright guys, we're back in the Ruins of Ardust. I'm Bradu. We are in Fangfane, the dungeon, the Undercity dungeon. And we have just unlocked this door. Fumblefizz was able to figure out the puzzle and put in the code word, Undercity access. And as the door opens, the water swooshes us all sort of over here. There's just flowing water. If I understand right, that's what's happening. It's flowing this way. Now, in the book, it's describing what we might find. And this is one of those times I've got to revert back to a little bit of my 5e past, because if I was GMing for a group of Shadowdark players, if they say, oh, we're looking for this thing, then they would find it. Well, I'm reading it, so I can't just say, oh, I'm looking for it, so I find it. So I'm going to give my characters a chance to find it. So the water is flowing, and it's basically, I think we're swimming. So we're diving down and trying to see why it's pulling us this direction, I think. So we're all going to be searching the walls, trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm going to do two things here. One, I'm going to roll a check for each character. I think what I'll do is make it like a perception check, which doesn't exist in Shadowdark, but they each have a wisdom score. So I'm going to do that. We will let them check. But actually, first, we're going to roll a random encounter check, because they're taking long enough doing this that a random encounter is possible. 3 is a no. Sorry, you can't see that. 3 is no. Okay, so let's go Fumblefizz. Oh, I'm looking for 2. Yeah, that's his wisdom score, so that checks out. I'm going to make it a hard check. So a 15. Is that medium? Medium. A 15. That's a pretty decently hard check. Carlsby. Nat 1. Carlsby's choking on water. It's just a check. He just doesn't find it. Urialis. Nat 20. Nat 1? Nat 20. Yep. I swear to God, it's every time. Urialis, maybe he's focused in more because he's not distracted by the sounds. He notices a stone in the wall is like a button. And oh, I didn't bring it over here. And this, what looked to just be a wall, rumbles, and opens, and we swoosh into this circular room. Is it circular? Yeah, into a circular room. 30-foot diameter flooded chamber. Against the north wall, a jet of water is shooting up to the ceiling. There is a decanter that is vigorously spewing the salt water out. And there's a stopper like attached to it with a string or whatever. So Fumblefizz is going to go over and say, no, this is very curious, and just plug it up with the stopper and pick it up. It is and it stops. All the water stops. I'm going to do a detect magic check. Cast detect magic. It does, of course, indeed show detect that it is magic. And he's going to spend 10 minutes checking it out because I need to cast Detect Magic again. And that is how you learn the... So by doing concentration on Detect Magic, you learn learn what the magic is, learn what it does. So I'm going to try to cast it again. And we're good. So he knows what it is. It's a decanter of endless water. And I think that basically means it tells me all the stuff it does. I think that means I'd be able to figure all of this out. First, I'm going to do another random encounter check because he's just spent an extra 10 minutes doing that. No random encounters. I've not had any random encounters in dungeons, even though I'm checking often this time. Okay. So he just found an awesome magic item, basically, is what it is. And it's going to be a 3 XP because it's a truly magical item. Decanter of endless water. The bad news is we can't drink it because it's salt water. The good news is it has 3 different functions, and they're all... You can remove the stopper and speak a command word. Briny salt water pours out. Stream produces a gallon of water. Fountain produces 5 gallons of water. And geyser, cool, produces 30 gallons of water that gush forth in a near-length geyser, so 30 feet. You can aim it at somebody to try to splash them. So we'll see. We'll have fun with that. And I think that's going to be Fumble Fizzes. And awesome. Now, the big thing that we've really got to figure out. We are in way too bad of shape to like really continue on. So I think now that the water's not flowing and there was a secret door here, I think this is as good a hiding place as we're going to get for a rest. So we've been battling it out and doing all this. I think we're going to take the time to rest here, even if it means letting the torch go out or whatever. So we're going to rest here for 8 hours and try to regain all of our abilities. I do think we'd still have to do a random encounter check, but I think we're in a pretty well hidden place. So I think I might just make it... Normally, an 8-hour rest, I think normally I do 2 encounter checks, but I think it's like finding a good camping spot because I feel like this is about as safe as it's going to get. You'd have to know... Well, now that the water is ceased... Now, let's make it 2. We're going to do 2. We're going to do 2 random encounter checks. We're in this circular room where we got the encounter and the decanter. Do I have anything I can do to try to make this a little safer? I don't know that I do. I haven't got to use Brielle's bard abilities yet. What am I looking for here? Yeah, I don't have like a spell like for alarm or anything like that. So, all right. So we're just going to do 2 encounter checks, and we're basically sleeping through the night and starting a new day. Nope. And yes. So we aren't going to make it. So we get to roll on the encounter check. Encounter table. It has its own encounter table. Okay, I better pause. Okay, so We are resting. We're actually, I would say we're probably all sleeping with only the ravens awake, or any raven. That's kind of how I've been doing rests. And we hear the drip drip. That was just part of what I chose for this because it was a very wet area. But slime is going to drip from the ceiling. Now it doesn't actually tell me how to handle this in the book. So I'm going to choose a random number of characters that have to deal with this. I don't think it would drip on all of them. So let's go with a D4. That's how many characters have to deal with this. Two. Two characters. So how do I choose two random characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 will be a reroll. 1 and 4. There's my two characters. So slime is going to drip on them. I think it's going to have to be a dexterity check to see if they can avoid the slime as it starts dripping. And maybe the ravens are able to alert us when they start to notice the dripping as well. So let's make it a normal dex check to avoid. I think that's fair. I think that still means it's pretty likely they get hit. Brielle is a +1, I believe, or a +2. Brielle's a +1, so she's got to get a 12, so she needs to roll an 11. 18, she's safe. She rolls out of the way of the slime. And Carlsby is a +2, so he needs a 10. 12, so he's safe too. So we're able to avoid the slime, thankfully. The biggest problem is it would do damage. We don't want that. How do we make sure the slime is taken care of? Burn it? Let's burn it. Let's have Fumble Fizz. Well, can I do Burning Hands at the ceiling? I don't know that it would be high enough to do that. I'm trying to think. It's not a creature. But I do think we would try to burn it. So let's say, yeah, Burning Hands. I'm gonna cast Burning Hands, and Fumble Fizz will I'm trying to think of how I could get up there. I could have Ravens carry a torch up to the ceiling. How high is it? 30 feet? No. It's not 30 feet. It is 20 feet high. 20 feet high. I think that means Fumble Fizz would be able to reach with Burning Hands, because he'd basically, if I stood up on top of anything, if they, he could stand on somebody's shoulders even. So I'm gonna make a Burning Hands check. Is what I'm gonna do. And if he casts Burning Hands, then the slime is taken care of. 16. We're good. He burns up all the slime and that is going to allow us to continue our rest and be good. So everybody's going to come back to full health. I'm not going to write that. Everybody's back to full health and full abilities. So Brielle gets her luck tokens back that she can give out and everything. And now we're going to have to light a new torch. I think I can go... Did that work? There we go. So I just lit a new torch. Oops. And let's see where we can go. Now we've got the decanter of endless water. There is a door up here that we have not explored. And I think that's it. So let's see what's going on there. Is there a door that's locked? I missed something here. So from 8. Oh! I screwed something up. So the door. I'm just gonna play this. This was supposed to be the door where you do the code to get in, and I did that here. So we're just gonna say you use the same code for both doors. This was not supposed to be a locked door. Anyway, we're good. So we get in this door by doing the same code we did here. A set of stairs descends to a 30-foot wide, 60-foot long hall. So 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30, 40. 50, 60, but it would be north to south. Should I do that? There's our hall. There's our room, okay? Boom. The water in this chamber is dark and silt-laden. I just lit a torch, by the way. I think I said that. Against the north wall is a stone altar. That can be our altar, right? The top of which is barely above the water's surface. Now, would there be this much water if I stopped the water? I'm not sure. A muddy silver statue depicting a 6-armed woman rests atop the altar. I don't have a 6-armed woman in reach. I do actually have. I saw a mini today that would be like that if I could go back and find it, but I may not need it. Okay, so what am I going to do before I read further? We're going to inspect this, obviously. I think Carlsby would be the one to do it. So it is... I need to determine... Carlsby's going to be the one to handle it. Fumble Fizz would be the one to see if he knows anything about it, I think, perhaps. Somebody might recognize. That's going to be one thing. I'll read and find out what I'm supposed to do, but I'm trying to set up what I'm actually doing first. Oh, Fumble Fizz is going to do Detect Magic. I don't know if it will... I don't actually know the answer to this yet, but he'll cast Detect Magic. It's good. So if it's magic, he will know. And assuming we determine everything seems safe, Carlsby's probably going to pick it up or search around it. So that's where I'm at. It's a 1-foot tall silver idol and depicts a 6-armed being, a female demigod minor deity. Okay, so there's nothing... It doesn't say anything here about what to do. So it's not magic. So it didn't glow magic. I think I'm going to do basically like a religion check for these two who have the most religious And I'll make it a 12. A normal check. Have they heard of this demigod? Carlsby. No, definitely not. And the other guy. Yes, look at that. 1 to a 19. Close. So Euryalus knows of Huiski, a lawful goddess, a distant, faint goddess of sleep and slumber. Okay, that's interesting. She appears in half-forgotten dreams and wistful afternoon thoughts. So we're going to go ahead and take the idol. It takes up 2 item slots. That sucks. It's a 1 XP treasure. And we're going to take it. It's worth 50 gold pieces or 100 gold pieces to a collector. So 50 gold pieces in raw materials, it says. So now all we have to do is backtrack through the dungeon. I think we've cleared everything we can, except we had that locked door way back at the beginning that we couldn't get into. So I'm going to roll a random encounter check as we backtrack through. Nope. And we're going to go back to that door and try again. Is there any way to do anything other than try to strength my way through? I'm not sure. Oh, 1. Let's see, where am I at here? No, it's just a strength check, I guess. There's no other way to get in. So, again, I'll have Carlsby and Wayman try to work together and see if they can get it. 15 strength check. 16, thank goodness. I was like, I saw the 5 first. I was like, oh man, we're not going to get to do this part of the dungeon. So it grates loudly as we crank it open. And we get to continue at least. There's a little hallway, and then we come to another door. Oh. I see. There's 2 doors. I guess the second one was the stuck one. Doesn't really matter. And as we open the door, I'll have a raven fly in. Of course, just check what's going on. I better pause so I can read, so I know what. Okay, so this room was once a meditation room, inlaid with colorful ceramic tiles. The floor is obscured with gray muck, but thousands of yellow and red tiles form a patchwork mosaic on the unobscured walls, floor, and ceiling. Historian. Do I have a historian? The bard would probably be the most likely, so let's see if Brielle knows what this is with an, what would that be, an intelligence check? History? So easy intelligence check, but her intelligence is not great. So 6, she does not know. There is a story behind it, but it doesn't totally matter. So there's plates, cups, jars, all these broken things that form the tile work. And we can tell there's some valuable materials here, so we're going to go ahead and search through and see what we can find. Now, given that we opened the doors loudly and we're taking time to search, I'm going to do 2 random encounter checks while we're searching. 1, 2. So there is an encounter while we are searching. So we're pulling off bits and pieces of valuable shards. It says 1d6 times 5 gold worth of gold-rimmed pottery shards. So I'll roll that. 1d6 times 5. 2 times 5. 10 gold pieces. Not even an XP. Bits of gold. But we have a random encounter. And it is going to be... I'm going to re-roll it just because that's the same one we already did. I shouldn't have re-rolled it. Which one do I want to take? So while we're doing that, another undead beetle swarm shows up. Now I do think our ravens. Still, I said ravens quite a few times. I finally was figuring it out. Back to crows. I think they would give us a heads up when they see it coming, even though we're all busy plucking away. It's really nice having these ravens keeping watch at all times, and there's now 3 of them, so we're pretty much in good shape there. So, having said that, we are going to be attacked by a beetle swarm. So let's roll for initiative. Beetle swarm 1, us 17. Yep, so the ravens totally give us time to notice it. We've got our torch going. What's the best way to attack the beetles? I can't remember. We did know, they don't necessarily, it's not that they have a weakness. We did know that they have, that they are undead. We figured that out. So let's just have Fumble Fizz do Magic Missile. We just got to do a bunch of damage real quick, I think. We're good there. D4. 4 damage. Nice. Way to go. Way to go, Fizz. Borealis has to use the spear. That's a funny image against a swarm of beetles using a spear. Carlsby has a sword, so he's going to start swinging his sword. Oh, I know. Let's do this. Let's have Brielle do Inspire. She'll inspire Carlsby. So he gets... I'm just going to use it. He gets advantage on the attack. It's kind of dumb. No. He gets inspiration, so he gets whatever that means. So 9 plus 4, right, is a hit. Thank goodness. And his damage, I might re-roll the damage. The damage sucks. Whoa! We're going to roll that on the map. 8. We'll take 8 for sure. 8 plus 1, right? 9 damage. Oh, they got 1 hit point left. Who can finish them off? Spear of Zatax. We'll see if he can poke the 1 remaining beetle with his spear. Nope. And this guy got the kill on both beetles before. Let's see if he can do it again. Actually, he's going to use his crossbow, though. Crossbow? What does he have? No, he only has a dagger. He doesn't have a short sword. He has a dagger. Sorry. So he's using a dagger. Nope. Oh, that would have been poetic. So now we didn't kill it off. We're short 1. So now the damn thing gets to attack. 2 bites. And I came up with both, well, I guess all 3 of these. I didn't say he threw the dagger. I said he ran up. So could be any of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Borealis. Damn it, that's not who we want attacked. I gotta quit leaving him out to be attacked. 19 hits for sure. Woo! This was dumb. Borealis takes 4 damage. And second attack, nat 1. So on a nat 1, Carlsby's just going to kill him off. 7 plus 4 is not a hit. Let's use that luck token he got earlier. 19 hit. So Carlsby does the finishing blow here. And that will take care of them. Would beetles have treasure? Is there any way beetles would have treasure? It's a random encounter. So you're supposed to check for treasure on a random encounter. I just don't see how they would have anything, though. So I'm not going to roll it. So we finished them off. Euryalus did take a little bit of damage. That's okay. We did what we could there. There is another locked door. Not locked. There is another stuck door just like the other one, I think. Circular brass double door set into the western wall. Doors are unlocked, but stuck, just like that. So, yeah, so we're going to try to open it just like we did before with Carlsby. And he got it, 17. I'm rolling an advantage because I'm working together. It's just always a smart thing to do. I don't like this. This chamber has metallic walls. 20-foot wide, 30-foot long pool of brackish water. We know now what all the water's about, right? Theoretically, we would have found all of this early on, but we're coming back to it because we couldn't get the door open the first time. Scent of mildew fills the room. White spores cover the walls and ceiling. A steel-colored metal crate sits in the western pool, jutting from the water's surface. So let's go check out the metal crate. Oh. Um... Who is checking out the crate? I guess I'm gonna have to roll 2 random characters here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 and 6 is a reroll. Now I've got a 4. 4 to choose from. 1, 2, 3. Is that the same 2? Same 2. Again, there's slime that could get on 2 of these characters. And again, it doesn't say how to handle that, so we're just going to do it the same exact way I did before, which is a dex check to try to avoid it. Brio. She dodges out of the way as it tries to drip on her, and Carlsby also dodges out of the way. I wonder if I was supposed to just automatically say somebody gets hit by the slime. It doesn't really say that. It says if someone touches the slime, but it's hidden. So I don't think they're going to touch it. And that one. Well, this time the slimes were on the floor. They weren't dripping. But I already made the checks, so. And they both passed whatever check I would have done, I think. Anyway. An eddy of water comes from behind the southeastern wall. There is a secret door. Do we find it? Who is southeast? It's got to be one of these two. Because the southeast corner is also where the slime was. So, sorry I didn't make the map for this. It doesn't seem like it's necessary. So 50-50. 1, 2, 3 is Brio. So Carlsby was at the southeast. Would he find the secret door? I guess I just have to make a check. Perception check? I feel like it's supposed to be easy to find. So let's make it an easy perception check. 17. So he definitely finds it. So an eddy of water comes from behind. A metal button activates a secret door, which leads to Area 5. So here we go to the last area. It is a room about this size, looks like. I'm not going to worry about measuring, I think, because let's keep moving. Hidden behind the pivoting secret door is a 30-foot long, 40-foot wide metal wall chamber. How about that? It's exactly that size. Gray water covers the floor of the northern half. A brass chest and a pile of silver rectangles, the size and shape of divining cards, rest along the dry southern half of the storeroom. Okay. First of all, there's another slime. This time I'm going to make it a perception check to see if anybody 10-foot tall, 30-foot wide. Well, I'm going to go in order. So my marching order has been kind of like this, right? Actually, I've been having Euryalus in front and the torch in the middle. So Euryalus and Carlsby are going to be the first two to interact with the slime. So do they find it? Euryalus. Oh, I think I just heard my torch timer go. 18, Euryalus finds it. So he is going to say, watch out for the slime. There's more of that gross slime. And we're going to go around the slime to get to the center of the room. So here's what's going on. The torch is going out. There's no... Did you hear it? There's no immediate threat, right? So I think I can just light another torch at this point. I should start tracking my torches in. I'm horrible at this. I just say I always have a torch, which goes against the whole thing, but I get with 5 characters, it gets to be a lot to track who's carrying what, this and that. So I definitely would say we have enough torches because we were just in a town before we came to this dungeon. But having said that, I still should be tracking. Anyway, we're just going to light another torch. Or should we make it really fun and say, as the torch is going out, we make a random encounter check? Let's do that. Let's make one random encounter check. Nope. Okay, so we light another torch. Okay, something's going on here. There's a brass chest. Oh, I should keep a magic chest always out here. There's a brass chest and divining cards. So let's have... Who would check out the cards? Who would check out the chest? Or would we do it all kind of at once? I feel like Fumblefizz is the one who would be most interested in the cards, and maybe Brielle. Leaving the others to check out the chest? Does that make sense? So... We don't have a thief, but I do think we want to make sure the chest seems safe, and it might not be So how would I go about checking for traps without having a thief who can automatically check for traps? I guess. Does anybody have a high dex? Not really. Because it would be a high dex character. Carlsby's dex is good. They all have about the same. They're all pretty good, but not great. Actually, you know what? I'm going to let Wayman do it because that's why we have him. to face the danger. So Wayman's going to be the one to try to see if there's a trap. And there is. Surprise, there is. So how does he find it? Doesn't say. I'm gonna make it a 15. It's gonna be hard for him to do. I should give him a luck token though, shouldn't I? Nah, because I don't know. So 15, he gets a +2. Not even close. The chest is locked and marked with the faintly red glowing glyphs, proclaiming the cunning of the vial. Unless smudged, the glyphs explode. Unless smudged or marred. How would I know? How would I know to do that? So the glyphs explode if the chest is opened or moved. Explosive glyphs. Just detonate. Ooh. Interesting. Woo. Oh my god. Well, this isn't cool at all. So I said, oh, we got a creature on the map. I kind of said they're over here doing the checking out the cards. And these guys are going to the chest, which is going to be right here. I need a trap chest. That's our chest. This is not good at all. Dex 12. Okay. Here goes. Dex 12. Woo! He's him first. 16. Safe. All right. Carlsby, come on. 18. Safe. Euryalus. 15. Safe. Oh, thank God. So somehow they were basically able to get the warning that something was about to happen and move way back. I need to check one thing out, I think. Where are we at? 5. Brass chest. Oh, they're all in the same area. And I should have done the cards first, so we'll see. So I guess I have to do these two as well. All right, Brielle. Safe. Fumble Fizz. No! That one. All right, I'm definitely using my session luck token on that. 2. Fumble Fizz takes the full force of the blow. He did not get out. And he's gonna be dead for sure. Well, not dead, but 3d6 damage. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, not enough to kill him. Fumble Fizz takes damage, but 7 damage. That's not enough to kill him. So, what happens? Let's back up and do the cards. So while Fumble Fizz and Brielle are looking at the cards, there are 20 rectangular cards made of silver flecks of gemstones, but they are the size and thickness of a heavy tarot card. Each card depicts an astrological element, such as a constellation or celestial body. Major stars and planets are marked with the stones. Each card is worth 5 to 10 gold pieces. Oh, you know who wants this? Euryalus. He is an astronomer. So, a diviner, astrologer, or occult collector would find them interesting. So they're going to call him over and he's going to check it out because he's the most interested in seeing the astrology aspect. Mixed into the cards is a platinum. Oh, fuck. Again, I went back and said I should have done the cards first. Doggone it. Mixed into the cards is a platinum holy symbol of Shun the Vile. So I'm going to backtrack. This sucks. I wish I had done this in this order to begin with, because now it makes sense. How was I supposed to... I even said, how the heck was I supposed to know that? Here's why. Mixed into the cards is a platinum holy symbol of Shun the Vile, set with a nodule of golden amber. 70 gold pieces. So 70 gold pieces. Holy symbol Shun. That's an XP. These objects were used to locate Whiskey's idol and navigate. You're not supposed to know that, or nobody's supposed to know that. And then the other was, what was it, 20 cards? 20 cards worth this 5 to 10 each. That's another XP, I think, unless we're calling it one treasure. I think that's another XP. So here's the thing. I'm going to go back to the trap chest and give myself a chance to avoid the trap. Because if we do the cards first, and theoretically I was having these guys go over to the cards, these guys go over to the chest, and I'm looking for traps. And I didn't find the trap, but they're going to see the cards and find the Shun the Vile holy symbol. And there's a fate, and I also should have done Detect Magic. I didn't do that, and I said that Fumble Fizz was going over there. Fumble Fizz calls Euryalus over here to see the cards. The chest is locked and marked with faintly red glowing diabolic glyphs proclaiming the cunning of the Vile. So, diabolic glyphs. I don't know that... This is tough. I think somebody knows diabolic in my group. It is Fumble Fizz. Fumble Fizz knows diabolic. So maybe what happens is Fumble Fizz calls Euryalus over to check out the cards because they're interesting. He takes the Shun the Vile holy symbol, walks over here, and he sees the diabolic glyphs proclaiming the cunning of the Vile. Here is the trick. The chest detonates if the chest moves. No, it detonates if the chest is moved or opened by a creature not wearing the holy symbol of Shun the Vile. So here's a puzzle. We were supposed to find the holy symbol of Shun the Vile and then notice the diabolic glyphs saying cunning of the Vile and realize that the holy symbol would keep us safe over at this chest. Now, since I have a character who can read diabolic, I think it makes sense that we read that If I had no character who could read it, I wouldn't give myself a chance to avoid this. But since Fumblefizz can read it, and he's the only one who didn't make his save anyway, I'm going to give him a chance to make the save, basically to solve the puzzle and go, oh, I should take this Shun the Vile holy symbol and open the chest that way with it. So I don't want to make it super easy, so because I already did that, whatever. So I'm gonna make it 15. Is that too hard? 12. I'm gonna make it a 15. It's a 15 intelligence check for Fumblefizz to try to know. Nope, not at all. So he does get even though I had a good chance to figure it out, and he read Shun the Vile, he was too curious and gets blown away. That's also why he was the one that was closest. So all of that kind of makes sense in the end. The bad news is the glyph's fiery explosion destroys most contents within the area. So I think what that means is something is going to get destroyed, and it probably should be something that Fumblefizz has. Oh no. What does Fumblefizz have? Fumblefizz have. Fumblefizz has. I used this. Oh. Well, this sucks. He's got a weird stone dagger. I think this is what I'm going to do. Fumblefizz has a weird stone dagger. He's holding the symbol of the holy symbol, and he also has the decanter of endless water. I hate to get to make it so that I could lose that, but I feel like he should lose one of those things. Should I make a check on each of them? No, I'm just going to say he loses one of those things. 1, 2 is the decanter. 3, 4 is the weird stone dagger. 5, 6 is the holy symbol. 1, 2. Roll the 1. He loses the decanter of endless water. It blows up. Does that make sense? I guess so. God damn it. Okay. Here's the trick. What do I do with that? So I made the roll, so it's over. I don't have the decanter of endless water. Do I get the XP for finding a 3 XP treasure, or do I have to at least get out of the dungeon to get it? I probably lose that XP. Oh well, I guess I have to deal with that. Okay, so here's what's going to happen now. We're done with this dungeon, but it wasn't easy to get down here, and I don't think it's going to be easy to get out. And there's also a chance. There's a pretty good chance of an encounter. So we are going to be. Well, let's see. Fumblefizz just took some damage. Let's have Carlsby try to heal him. Carlsby's going to use his. Brielle is going to give Carlsby a luck token using her Inspire. She's only used up 1. She's got 3 left. She's going to give him a luck token, and he's going to try to heal Fumblefizz. 13 is good, so he doesn't need to use it. 2d6 healing. 6, so he's still down 1 hit point. That's okay. As we're leaving, I'm going to make an encounter check to see if this thing happens. I can't remember how I did it. I think I'm going to do a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is a random encounter. Not a somewhat random encounter. 4, 5, 6. We are safe. So we avoid this encounter, but we've still got to get out of here. So we are back at the entrance, and at that slippery ladder, and we just need to get out. The ladder is incredibly slick. We already know that. Climbing up or down at full speed. Well, we're not going to climb at full speed. We're going to take the... Can a raven? Yeah, we have 3 ravens. We're going to have them fly up with the grappling hook, hook it on the top of the ladder, so that we can use the grappling hook to get up. So everybody's going to have advantage to climb up the ladder. We will go... I kind of want we'll go in that order. If that makes sense. Fumble Fizz last. I think it does. So Euryalus will climb up. He's got advantage. Oh, before I do that, Brielle is going to inspire Fumble Fizz. So I now have a luck token for Fumble Fizz, a luck token for Carlsby, and she's got 1 left that she could give out on this day. Okay, so Euryalus is safe. He gets up safe. Brielle. She is up safe. Wayman. He is up safe. Carlsby. He is up safe. And last but not least, Fumble Fizz is up safe. Look at all those. Wow, great job. Everybody's safe. I was prepared to do a feather fall if somebody fell. That's why I gave him a luck token, but he'll hang on to it. So now, generally luck tokens can be handed off, but I don't like luck tokens being too easy to hand off or whatever. So because she's got 4 luck tokens every day, I'm going to make it that she has to do an action to give them out, and then they have to be used by that character. So that's why I marked that Fumble Fizz and Carlsby each have a luck token, and she's got 1 more she can give out. She gave 1 out earlier to Carlsby that was used. I remember doing that at some point. Now that we are out of the whole thing, I think I'm going to roll 1 more random encounter check as we're leaving Fangfane. 4. We're safe. So we will call this session there. It's getting late. I got 2 nice long sessions. We cleared Fangfane. And next session we will get back to civilization and probably do some carousing and or downtime type activities as we are at a spot. Well, now if I'm not going to give myself the 3 XP for the decanter, that means I don't know. That means I might not have anybody level up. But I think Brielle, who's only level 1, should level up. And possibly Euryalus. That'd be awesome. Let's see. Does Euryalus level up? He was at 16. He will definitely level up. Because I see 6 points right there, even without the decanter. And there might be more. So, all right. Boy, that was fun. Catch you guys next time. Hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. We're playing The Ruins of Ardust by Will M.B. and Company.